Hey guys, so now that you've created your account and let's just say that you logged off right now. So now you will be given two different varieties of access. Like for example, you will see that when you go to Google and type in like for example that I'm using Bing. I'm just saying console login AWS, and then just basically gets me to this website where it says create a free account. Now, rather than create a free account, just click on sign in. There are two different ways of signing into your account. One is basically getting it like this, where you Google console.aws.com, or you can actually have your own link to aws.com, which I will tell you in a bit. So that's the second way with your account ID. So there's something called account ID, which gets created by default. So you can use the account ID to rather than log in into your root email, you can directly log in with the account ID, and there you can give your account name. If you remember, while creating the free account, it asked for a account name, right? So I've given Beyond Cloud 1 because Beyond Cloud already exists. So you can use that, and you can also log in. So that's a different method of logging. Now, in which method are we logging in? We are logging in using root user. Now, there are two users you can log in, right? So one is the root user, another one is IAM user. IAM is nothing but identity and access management, which is part and parcel of your AWS service. So now IAM enables you to add multiple users to your AWS account so that you can give them different privileges. Let's just say, for example, I own a company and I have few employees of mine who is actually working on administration on the websites or application which is hosted in my AWS. So I can create individual logins for these guys and give limited access towards what they can do in terms of IAM privileges over there. So whenever they do some activity, they will be able to do certain activity which I've allowed them to do it because IAM lets me control fine-grained permissions towards what they can actually achieve using AWS. So right now I'm going to use root user as that's the only user available at this moment because we just created the account right now. And then we're going to log into our AWS console. You select the root user, and then you type in the name of the root user, which is going to be beyondcloudai@gmail.com. So this is my website. Don't try to log into this one. Use your own email address and log into yours. And then here you have to type a password. I'm going to copy paste the password here. So I'm just like copy pasting it over here and hitting the sign in button. Now, never save for this site. That's perfect. I don't believe in saving the password in the browser or in Chrome because it always gets exposed. Not now, then later. So now you can see this is pretty much my console over here. I've visited two applications over here, which is part of your AWS services, billing and cost management IAM. So on the right side, you will see the account information over here. So you will have your unique account ID. Now this is how you can create your own website. So I'll tell you about that in a short while. But do remember that there are some private information which is like giving out over here when you go inside accounts. So be careful when you're sharing your screen and going into your accounts. Neither I'm going to be much careful in sharing my screen while going into the account. So you can expect this video to get paused multiple times if there is any kind of exposure of my private data. Now, the first thing we're going to do is like enable two-factor authentication or enable a third-party authentication over here. So I'm going to go to IAM over here. Just type IAM, Identity and Access Management. So under Identity and Access Management, it has a dashboard which tells you what is missing as part of your account in terms of security wise. So this is a security recommendation. Now it has found one critical problem over here. So you have not enabled MFA, multi-factor authentication. So you can use a third party to integrate your authentication with. So instead of just username and password, it will also have authentication information. Now, how else can you access your console? As I told you, there is another way of accessing your console directly, right? By using this unique identification. You can also create an alias, which we'll talk later. But this is the URL I was talking about. So using this URL, you really don't have to give the root name. So if you're using this URL on a different browser, it will be coming up. Let me open a private window here and then search this URL, right? Now you can see that you kind of go in with your account number, and then all you have to do is like Beyond Cloud over here as the IAM name and then the password. Now, if you have created other users as well, which is part of your IAM, you can directly enter those usernames and password and sign in. So you really don't have to give any kind of a root email address anywhere, because your account ID will act as a root email address. Okay, so you don't have to expose your root email address to anyone as well. So you can keep your root email address like very safely. Okay, so that's the major reason why an account ID is created rather than root email address, so that anyone can access your account without accessing your root email address. All right, so now that is a reason for you to have this URL, and you can circulate this URL to all of your friends. I'm sorry, your co-workers who needs access to AWS. Now, creating an MFA, so for root users, so just click on Add MFA. So now it's going to redirect you to the MFA page, and then it's going to see like a root user root. So MFA. So that's basically saying that this is your root user MFA. And here you have multiple options. I'm going to select authentication app, and I've not set it up so far, so I'm just going to do that right now. So install this on the compatible computer. I'm going to pause this, show the QR code, and then I'm just going to verify my account, and then I'm going to unpause this once this completes. So for this, very simple, open your Google Authenticator app on your phone, click on this, it will show you a code, scan that code, and you need to enter the code from your virtual application, that is your Google Authenticator, first time, and then after 30 seconds, one more time, the next code. And then click on Add MFA. Once you have done that, you have set it up. So let me pause the screen, get it done, and show you how it looks like. There you go. So once you click on that, and you can see that your virtual ID has been added over here, and the date it is added on. So this is pretty much very straightforward to access or to add your MFA for the user. So that's completed. If I just go over here and refresh this page, the recommendation has become green right now. But it is always recommended to create a user and access your AWS through a user rather than the root account. So that is always recommended to do that. We'll talk about that a little later. But as of now, what we will do is we need to go to account and set up our billing services. Now, under the accounts, one of the important feature, which basically is your details, which you can see right now, which I will definitely blur it when on the post editing. So yeah, pretty much your details is something which is visible under account. On the left side, you will have billings and cost management. Let me go back to the home screen. So we just go to billing and cost management over here. So this is pretty much what I wanted to cover actually. I accidentally clicked on that. So now you have the option of creating your own bill or budget. Within the option of budget, you will be able to see how it works. So basically you create a budget, and that's what you're doing here. And then when it reaches 85% of your budget, it's going to trigger an alert, which means that you're going to get an email. So you need to make sure that you monitor your emails, and then basically you get to tweak what exactly is the problem. You either, cancel that request, which is actually breaching more of your consumption. So that's pretty much what we want to do. So let's just go ahead and create a budget over here. And then we will go with the template, which is simplified method of creating a budget. And then here is like a new budget which talks about zero spending budget. So you don't want to spend anything on AWS. So you want to do all the free tier work. But the problem is that our application doesn't support the free tier stuff. So you go to a monthly cost budget. So here I'm going to give a maximum of $20. So which means that you're going to get an email in case if you are spending more than 85% of the $20. So here it is what is mentioned. You will be notified when you actually reach, the spend limit has reached 85%. That's first scenario. Second scenario is that when your actually spend reaches 100%. So you're going to get two alerts, one at 85 and 100%. You also going to get an alert if your forecast spend, like AWS is forecasting that if you go in this range, you may reach 100% that like this time. So it understands that you are in the path of reaching 100%. It's going to send you an alert. So these are three different situations you'll be alerted, but budget will never stop your spending. So if you miss your email, if you miss reconfiguring your spending allocations for your items, it's not going to stop you. Okay, so it can go beyond that percentage of allocated, but budget will basically notify you when something like this happens, but it will never put a blockage on your spendings, or it will not like stop the services or something like that. It will only alert you in case of any kind of items like that. All right, proceeding further down the line, click on an email. So I would say beyondcloud1@gmail.com. And then if I have additional email addresses, you can always give comma, and then you can put in multiple email addresses. Then click create budget. This is going to create a budget for you guys, and it's going to send out an email if it kind of like comes to 85% of the total utilization. Now for beginners, you can put it from a budget of $10 as well. So this will be helpful for you to, make sure that you kind of control where you're going and where your amounts, where your spending leaks, so that you can find those weak points and then fix it. Pretty much what I want to cover on this video. We have covered a couple of items, enabling the two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication. We have integrated our AWS account with Google Authenticator. Now, the second one which you have seen is that we have also seen my account information, which is not expected for me to show, but that's going to be blurred. Anyhow, thank you. The next one which you have seen is also about the billing and the cost management. So that's something like a budget we have seen right now, and which we are going to get an email alert if our the budget reaches our expectation. Thank you again. On another interesting video, we will see setting up a user on the next video so that we can access the AWS using limited privileges rather than all privileges which we have right now. And post that, we will be working with creating EC2 instances and looking at the budget, how it's going to be by having that running for like the next 4 hours or 8 hours, how much cost it's going to come for us, and will we be ready for taking that cost or taking that hit. So that's something which we will see on the next few videos. Thank you again for watching this. I'll see you on the next one.